by a considerable amount, really, for a long time Politico like him in a liberal, in a fairly liberal state. And the state got turned around by Republicans there. So the notion that they would return to a man who helped throw their state into chaos from the national scene is pretty alarming. Then this guy actually thinks that I got a shot. I got a shot again. I'm going to go after this guy. He beat me once. He's not going to beat me again. Can you imagine what would happen to Governor Walker, the other state Republicans, and to the Senate if Russ Feingold was reelected to the Senate? Now, think about that for a second. Now, what if the Democrats all of a sudden decide to start trotting out some retreads? You know, some people that were defeated in the last election for that particular seat or a while ago, and they started winning. Do you think that's going to move the country forward, or do you think it's going to actually go back to a different time that we didn't like in the first place? It's going to set us back. Because these people haven't changed. They haven't changed their ideas or their policies. They're still the same. They don't need to change. They just wait. There's nobody. You know who's patient and you know who's impatient? Let me tell you who's patient. Liberals are patient. They've been trying for 50 or 60 years to get to this point. They're patient. They took it one step at a time. You know who's impatient? Conservatives. It took us 50 or 60 years to get to this point. And conservatives, they want to reverse that trend and turn it back within a 2-year cycle, election cycle. Do it now. Well, one, you're not going to do it now. You're going to have to be patient just like they were and do it a step at a time. And two, you have to elect the right people who are going to pursue that one step at a time. And so you'll start to see progress. It's kind of like the Bush thing. No, Bush was not the conservative that a lot of conservatives wanted. He was not. But you know what? He was a step in the right direction after Clinton. And so what did the American people do? Instead of building on that, and I know the Republicans gave us a rhino in the form of John McCain, but let's face it, McCain would have still been a small step forward instead of 10 steps backwards that we got with Obama. And then when Mitt Romney was Mitt Romney's turn, again, we had the opportunity to at least step forward again. Oh, no. Yeah, no, he was not the conservative that was going to change everything over. As soon as he walked into office, it was going to be conservative. No, he wasn't conservative enough, so that wasn't going to happen, so I'm going to sit at home. And again, we reelected a guy who took us another 10 steps backwards. So now we're in a bigger hole now than we were 2 years ago. And I guarantee you that conservatives are going to say, okay, now we got this huge hole. It's all or nothing now, folks, all or nothing. We're not looking for baby steps. That's the problem. We say we're not looking for baby steps, yet we keep re-electing people like Mitch McConnell and John Bonnier, who aren't even taking baby steps. But you're going to think that those people are going to give you the giant leap forward that you're demanding. And they're not even willing to take baby steps. They don't have the backbone to take the baby steps. This is why those seats are in jeopardy. Because what the Democrats are going to do is they're going to give us some big names to challenge these seats in these districts, and they're going to rely on you, the conservative and the Republicans, doing what you did with Mitt Romney. Keeping your little tired, grumpy butt at home and not going to the poll. They're going to rely on it. Because, look, when Obama won his reelection, I can guarantee you they did not expect so many of you to stay at home. They were hoping some of you would, just enough to give Obama the edge. They didn't realize how frustrated that you were with your own party and how big of a win Obama could get by all of you staying home. And I hear the same damn thing being repeated today. Well, if this guy isn't the nominee, I'm not voting. Like, are you out? Are you kidding? Did you not learn from the last two elections, presidential elections? Evidently not. And now what the Democrats are going to bank on is that is going to bleed over into state Senate races. And let me tell you something. In these soon-to-be hotly contested areas, if you people stay home, the Democrats are going to win back the Senate. And then you're going to be upset like all get out because nothing is getting done, just like the previous 2 years. And you're just going to think, well, geez, these people can't do anything. Look, you get the government you deserve. And you deserve the government that you elect. And let's face it, if you sit at home and don't vote, then whatever government is elected, you elected. I don't know how many times I got to tell you this. If you do not vote, it is the same thing as casting your vote for the winner, no matter who that winner of the election is. You can't sit out. You can't. If you have to hold your nose and vote for somebody, then that is what you have to do, because it is going to take step by step, baby steps. You are not going to ever get a giant leap. The hole is too deep. You gotta go. It's going to take a ladder. You can't jump out of the hole. You're going to have to climb up that ladder rung by rung out of that hole. And if you don't do it, the hole is going to get too deep that no ladder is going to be big enough to get us out. Look, like I said, I'm a realist. I'm an optimist, but I'm also a realist. I'm optimistic that people will wake up and do the right thing and vote for at least a few of the right people so we can take one rung at a time. So maybe by the time the next presidential election comes along, we will have, gained 5 of those steps of the 20 steps we lost. That's progress. But if you're expecting, if we're 20 steps backwards, and if you're expecting that in order, even if your guy is elected, if you were expecting, let me just pick Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz wins the nomination and he wins election. If you are expecting a 30-step leap, you are kidding yourself. It's not going to happen with Ted Cruz either. None of them. You're not going to get the leap that you think you deserve, because what you deserve is baby steps, seeing how you let the Democrats take us by baby steps into this deep hole. Yeah, look, again, being a realist, and I'm honest about it, we, the American people, have dug this hole because we're the ones that elected these people. And you can try to blame all the media, you can blame this, you can blame that. When it comes right down to it, you're the voter, you're the one responsible, you're the one that pulls the levers or writes on the ticket. Nobody else. Well, it's all the ads, man. They're just negative and they don't really tell. Well, go looking. Go search out some information. It's not hard to do with the internet today. Not hard to do. I do it daily. You don't even have to do it daily. Just pick a half hour, on the weekend. I got other things to do. Well, I don't know if you do not think that your future and your child's future and your grandchildren's future is important, if you think, riding the motorcycle or going to the beach or something instead of spending just a half hour a week, if you think watching that latest edition of Scandal or whatever the top TV program is more important, then fine, then you're going to get what you deserve. Like we have gotten what we deserve. Plain and simple. Look, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, folks. I think it's a disgrace that we can get to the point where a person like Russ Feingold can actually believe that he can get into the race and win back a seat that he handedly lost. That's mind-boggling to me. I mean, the guy should have been so humiliated to say, well, I guess my political career is done. I should be done. I'm not going to win it. I could never win it again. I'm done. The voters have spoken. But for him to even consider and talk about coming back should scare the hell out of everybody across this country, not just Wisconsin. I don't know how else to say it. It is, well, yeah, it is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't, and it's probably not what it should be. Washington Times is reporting that China is going to sell Jordan missile-firing drones after Obama refuses to help one of our Middle East allies. Hey. No, we're trying to fight this ISIS thing over here, Mr. President. Can you give us some help? Nope, can't do it. So now China is stepping up and increasing their influence in the region where we don't want them to have much influence. But China is offering, look, we're having enough trouble with Russian influence. China is offering to sell Jordan missile-firing drones to fight the Islamic State terror army, according to a U.S. congressman. He said, I am now aware that China is presently in Jordan to discuss operations, logistics, and maintenance associated with the urgent sale of weaponized unmanned systems, said Representative Duncan Hunter from California. Now, Representative Hunter has pressed the Obama administration to no avail to approve the sale of Predator unmanned surveillance aircraft to the Kingdom of Jordan, and to no avail. So yeah, let the Chi-Coms get a foothold in the Middle East, and then instead of just dealing with Russia, now you're going to have to deal with another Red Army. Yeah, that's a brilliant move, Mr. President. Do you want another president or more senators who have an absolutely terrible view of what the world is really like, and to foist a foreign policy that is absolutely and completely detrimental to the future of the United States of America? No, this is what you're going to get. You keep electing these people, this is exactly what you are going to get. People are still trying to doubt me. I'm telling you, don't ever doubt me, because I'm hardly, if ever, wrong. See you tomorrow, folks. This has been the Rod Eccles Show. I'm Rod Eccles. I'm out.